We are all aware of the claims that Toto Wolff and Mercedes have been sabotaging Sir Lewis in favor of George Russell, since he announced that he would be moving to Ferrari. We have produced several videos setting out how Sir Lewis has to overcome the obstacles that Toto keeps putting in his path, including his tyre strategy, race strategy, and mental health. So, in this video, we will be looking at what to expect in Hungary this weekend. But before going further, we invite those of you who haven't yet done so, to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification icon, to be notified when the next video is uploaded. Mercedes have announced that they are bringing some upgrades to Hungary, so the first opportunity for Toto will be to somehow ensure that Lewis's car is denied some of the upgrade. To date, there has been no suggestion that the upgrades will not be available for both drivers, and now that free practice has started, we will wait for the interviews to establish whether the upgrades have indeed been applied to both cars equally. Given how significantly faster George is at a track, where Sir Lewis holds so many records, including most wins, most poles and lap record, we would suspect that he is either sandbagging to throw Toto off the scent or they have tweaked the upgrades in George's favor. The next thing to watch out for is the pattern from free practice through to qualifying. The Hungaroring, which has been described as Monaco without walls, is a track where it is difficult to overtake, so grid position is very critical. One can therefore expect Toto to pull out all the stops, to try and get George Russell ahead of Sir Lewis. To date, the pattern has been that whatever advantage Sir Lewis initially gets over his teammate, is overturned by Mercedes using his data to help George get ahead, while Sir Lewis mysteriously loses power. But as we can see from Silverstone, that is no longer enough, because Sir Lewis, who for a long time has been showing that his race pace is superior to George's, now has enough to overcome any team strategy that Mercedes can apply, to try and keep George ahead. Sir Lewis holds the record for the most wins at the Hungaroring, which currently stands at 8, so Toto and Mercedes will struggle to find ways to give George a boost. In case you may have missed it, Toto was very careful not to appear next to Sir Lewis in any of the pictures taken at Silverstone. He was not even pictured at Sir Lewis's side in the official team photos, a long-standing tradition that he was happy to uphold at the previous race in Austria, which George won. In Spain, where Sir Lewis finished third ahead of George, in both qualifying and the race, Toto sought to hide his displeasure by claiming it was because he was disappointed that the boost in performance from the upgrades was negligible. At Silverstone, he was relatively muted on the radio congratulations, on the grounds that he was now more reserved, because he had erred in Austria, when he had attempted to urge George on mid-race, after Max and Lando had crashed out. But in actual fact, what he was revealing was how desperate he was for George to win, and how disappointed he was with Sir Lewis's victory. All you have to do is compare Toto's muted radio congratulations with those of other members of the team, like Peter Bonington, Bono, for example. Toto was careful to congratulate the team without directly complimenting Sir Lewis. Add to this his absence or distance in images commemorating this epic victory, and you get an understanding of his mindset. So, we can expect that if Sir Lewis finishes ahead of George, Toto will find some excuse to downplay the celebrations like he did in Spain and at Silverstone. The Mercedes homepage, in the style of their boss, routinely downplays any of Sir Lewis's successes, and Silverstone was the best example of that, as we have shown in our previous video. The morning after Silverstone, the Mercedes homepage led with a headline banner of a group photo celebrating George's Austrian victory the previous week. Images and banners of Sir Lewis's historic and highly emotive victory at Silverstone were initially relegated to secondary positions, and it was in later editions that the Silverstone victory was upgraded to the top of the page, while making sure that there were many references to George and Austria scattered throughout the page. It is not possible to tell from the current Mercedes homepage that Sir Lewis holds several records at the Hungaroring, including most wins, most poles and the lap record. But instead, the Mercedes website prominently highlighted the fact that it was at the Hungaroring that George claimed his first pole position in F1, in 2022. So, as far as Mercedes are concerned, George's first pole in 2022 outranks Sir Lewis's first win with them, record number of wins, which currently stands at 8, record number of pole positions, which currently stands at 9, and the lap record, which he set in 2020. So, we can expect the Mercedes homepage to downplay it, if George finishes behind his teammate. Having provided the backdrop to the weekend, let us settle down to see what will happen.